With the authorization of His Excellency Vice-Chief of the Portuguese Naval Staff, Vice-Almirante Henriques Gomes, the closing ceremony of the support to the West Africa Integrated Maritime Security Course, Training the Trainers, will begin. The student, Lieutenant Abdul Salam Leonin Noha, will address the audience.
Excellencies, the Vice Chief of the Portuguese Naval Staff, Vice-Almirante Henriques Gomes, Director-General of National Defense Policy, Major General Lemos Pires, President of the Board of Directors of the Camus Institute, Madam Ana Paula Fernandes, Honorary Ambassador of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Honorary Ambassador of Guinea-Bissau, Admirals, Defense Attaches, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow graduates. I am Abdul Salam Olatunji Noah from the Republic of Sierra Leone Navy, and it is my privilege to extend my deepest gratitude to all of you for being part of this remarkable gathering. As we come to the end of this incredible Training of Trainers program, I would like to take a moment to reflect on the purpose of this prestigious gathering. The Trainers course started on the 18th of September 2023 and attracted 36 participants hailing from 12 West African countries within the Gulf of Guinea. It forms part of the European Union's support to the West African Integrated Maritime Security Program, which is the SWAIMS. And the primary goal of this course was to equip trainees with specific competencies required for the safe and efficient operations of semi-rigid surveillance vessels across various mission types. The course encompassed instructional techniques for the operation and maintenance of such vessels, as well as conducting fisheries inspection and combating maritime crime. The training aimed at empowering us with knowledge, as well as promoting cooperation between sister countries in combating maritime criminality along the Gulf of Guinea. Having successfully completed this training, we are confident to disseminate the acquired knowledge and skills in our respective countries. On that note, on behalf of the various participating countries represented here, I would like to express our sincere appreciation to the European Union, Camus Institute, the Portuguese Ministry of National Defense, the Directorate General for National Defense Policy, and the Portuguese Navy for their unwavering commitment to this training. Their dedication, planning, and attention to detail have given us an amiable time here in Portugal. Thank you for your hospitality during this training. I also want to extend our gratitude to the staff and personnel of the following institutions: Escola de Tecnologias Navais, Escola da Autoridade Marítima, Escola de Fuzileiro, and the Polícia Marítima for their tireless work behind the scenes to ensure the smooth running of our training program. Your dedication and efforts were vital to our overall success. We are very grateful for your support. To our esteemed instructors who have generously shared their expertise and experiences in enlightening us, we are truly honored to have tapped from your wealth of experience. Furthermore, to our distinguished host, President of the Board of Directors of CAMOS IP, Madam Paula Fernandes, Director General of the National Defense Policy, Major General Lemos Pires, and the Vice Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice-Admiral Henriques Gomes, let me take this opportunity to express our hearty appreciation for taking the time out of your busy schedule to grace this occasion. Your presence affirms the commitment of the Portuguese government towards this program. Finally, I want to acknowledge each and every one of us, the graduates, for active participation, thought-provoking questions, and enthusiasms throughout this period. As we set sail to our respective countries, I would like to admonish us all to reflect and build on the knowledge gained, skills honed, and bonds forged during this training to make the most out of it. I wish every one of us a safe trip back to our respective countries, and I pray that the sea be calm, the wind favorable, and our naval careers be filled with purpose, adventure, and success. Thank you very much, and congratulations to you all.
The General Director of the National Defense Policy, Major General Lemos Pires, will address the audience.
Excelentíssimo Sr. Almirante Henriques Gomes, Sra. Presidente do Instituto de Camões, Sr. Secretário-Geral do Ministério da Defesa, Srs. Almirantes, dear ambassadors and dear attachés, and of course, first of all and the utmost for all the students of this course that join together in this endeavor. It is very important to do something together for the safety and security of the Gulf of Guinea. It's not only a place, it's also the heart of the southern part of the Atlantic. If you see the geography of the place, we can feel the meaning of that area. And because the sea has no borders, and we have to work together to foster the dynamic of a sustainable future for all of us. It's not your problem, it's not our problem, it's the problem of mankind to take care of the oceans. So whatever we do in the Gulf of Guinea, we have to do it together. We have to do it shoulder by shoulder, shoulder to shoulder, and we have to enhance the cooperation. And having here in front of me representatives from the 12 countries of the Gulf of Guinea, together with this initiative coming from the European Union and delegated with the utmost support of Portugal, in this case by the Portuguese Navy, and with the armed forces in general, this is kind of the commitment that we want to do. If you think about it, when you are looking at the sea, we have, of course, security, and you have international law, meaning that you have to have an interagency concept. There are no borders also between the military and the civilian at the sea. We have to have rules of law, have to apply the rules, and we have to have indeed a very strong cooperation between all the sectors that we have in a state with other states, in the sea and at land. So cooperation, interagency, it's utmost importance. Police, armed forces, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, economy, development in every other countries, and of course, regional organizations. And that's why European Union stands by with ECOWAS, and that's why we stand together here in Portugal, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Instituto Camões, Minister of Defense, and we all try to make this not as a forced cooperation, but it is our duty. We have to join together. So seeing the 12 nations together here, it's symbolic, but at the same time, it's a very good example. We train together. We fight together. We go to the sea together. We drive our futures of our nations together, although we are proud of every nation per se. So everyone has a place, but we get much stronger if we do it together. Another area that I just wanted to talk about is when we think about cooperation. Let me look at another initiative. We have here Admiral Bragança from the Atlantic Center. And many of your countries are part of the Atlantic Center as well. We already have 23 countries from north and south and east and west of the Atlantic, the whole of Atlantic approach. We have already 23 countries being part of the Atlantic Center, soon to be 24 and growing. And the Atlantic Center was together with SWAIMS, Commodore Cortes Lopes here. They were together doing a very important course last May in Azores. Joining together international initiatives is what makes sense. United Nations, European Union, ECOWAS, African Union. All of these only make sense if we really find a way to do it and deliver on the ground projects that really work. So finally, I really want to congratulate the 24 trainers that have successfully completed the training today. I was there twice seeing your training. I could see in your eyes that you were having fun. But at the same time, of course, you are learning. And what I saw was esprit de corps, is when people really join together and build a team. So this teamwork opens our hearts and really feels that in the future we'll be doing much more things together to go till the end of this project of SWAIMS, to have, of course, the RIBs working at sea, doing the missions that we have to do, and enlarging our cooperation and building a better future, not only for you, for us, but for the safety of our oceans, because oceans are life. Thank you so much.
The President of the Camões IP, Dr. Ana Paula Fernandes, will address the audience.
Bon dia, bonjour, good morning. Let me start by saying that it's an honor to be here. I want to, of course, acknowledge Vice-Almirante Henriques Gomes, Director-General of the National Defense Policy, General Lemos Pires, also dear Secretary-General of the Ministry of Defense, dear Almirants, dear colleagues, dear ambassadors, dear students, dear trainers. I would like to start by congratulating all the graduates from the 12 countries that are involved in this partnership. We are completing this first stage of the training sessions in the training plan, and of course, we have more activities to be done, so the project only starts now, I would say. In the 2 visits that we did together, and that we had the opportunity to have with you and also to participate with you, I had the opportunity also to witness the enthusiasm, but also the dedication and the competence, and as mentioned before, the joy that you were having by participating in these kind of trainings that we believe are very important because it's about how we do it, not just about learning in the book. So that's one of the value addeds of this training that you had the chance to have. I also would like to acknowledge the partnership. As you know, we have these sustainable development goals that are about partnerships. And this is a real partnership, a partnership between Camões, between the Ministry of Defense, between our Navy, between the European Union, which is one of the most important partners that we also have, and also between ECOWAS. And this partnership is here to work, and it's committed to work with all the countries involved in the project to ensure that the nexus between security and development are more or is more than just a buzzword or a buzz expression. So I would like to thank also the European Union, which has made security in the Gulf of Guinea a priority, and a partnership with ECOWAS, also a fundamental part of the strategy to ensure that the region is secure and that the populations and the natural resources and also the global trade are secure. The SWAIMS project, as you know, aims to contribute to strengthening security by training human resources and providing support in terms of equipment and resources, but it's much more than that. It's also about thinking about maritime protection. It's also about thinking about protection of people, livelihoods, and combating illicit fishing and illicit trafficking and human trafficking. So it's much more than just training and equipment. It's about implementing, by doing something about it, implementing what we believe is a fundamental part, and that's why this is the reason why Camões is involved. Fundamental part of the global security, which is by training, by providing equipment, we are contributing to peace. And this is very important in the nexus between development and security. We are implementing this SWAIMS project in a region that is very much at the center of the challenges in terms of security that we are facing globally. The maritime traffic there can exceed 1,500 ships a day. And we know that we are talking about more than 6,000 kilometers of coastline that touches not just the countries involved in SWAIMS, but also 19 countries. There is a scenario of devastating economic consequences of illegal fishing, representing a loss of revenues of more than $3.5 billion per year. And this is affecting the resources of those countries. It's affecting the capacity of those countries to develop. So aware of all these challenges, we all agree that SWAIMS is far more important than just a project to acquire vessels. It's also a very important contribution to ensure the principle of international maritime law, freedom of navigation, or defending and ensuring also to defending the sovereignty of populations over natural resources, or also contributing to protecting maritime ecosystems. It's also important to frame this project in the challenge objectives of security and development nexus, as I mentioned, because this is a fundamental part of ensuring that fragile countries and conflict-affected areas can have peace and stability to prosper and to develop. Camões will continue to advocate for this need to invest in the nexus security and development. And I'm today in condition to tell you, because the budget, our national budget was recently approved, that we, Camões, will invest more financing resources next year to support what we call the nexus of peace, security, and development. We will invest from our side $1.5 million in terms of co-financing of projects. And I think this is a statement that shows that it's not just about words, it's also about doing. So dear trainees, going back to your own countries, you have a huge responsibility, no pressure. But you know that today you also have more knowledge, more means, and more information, and you also have contacts and colleagues here and in other countries that can support you. So I would like to express my best wishes to you, and I'm sure you will achieve the proposed objectives, and you will work to ensure that your institutions at your countries will continue to jointly strive for security in the Gulf of Guinea. Our partnership does not end today, and I'm sure that in the years to come, we will see the positive and sustainable results of our partnership with your countries. Together we are, and we will continue to be, committed here in Portugal, together, also with your countries together and with the European Union together, implementing the Sustainable Development Goals on peace and on delivering better security for all. Thank you so much, and congratulations to you all.
The Vice-Chief of the Portuguese Naval Staff, Vice-Admiral Henriques Gomes, will address the audience.
Dear ambassadors, dear President of Camões Institute, dear Secretary General of Defense Minister, Defense Policy Director General, admirals, commanders, officers, trainers, trainees, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to start by thanking you all for your presence here, which is a great honor for us, and I see it as a sign of respect and trust in the work that has been carried out associated to the support of West Africa Integrated Maritime Security Project, SWAIMS. I also like to welcome and greet my co-hosts in this ceremony, the President of the Camões Institute, Dr. Paula Fernandes, and the Director, Defense Policy Director-General, sorry, but my eyes are not good enough, Director-General, Major General Lemos Pires, my dear friend, who together with the Camões Implementation Unit, Portuguese Navy, and National Maritime Authority are carrying out this important SWAIMS project. I am very pleased and honored to represent the Chief of Naval Staff and the National Maritime Authority in this ceremony, since it means that the second phase of operational training, the trainer's course, has been successfully completed, and the project is running according to the plan and proceeding at a good pace, which means that we are now ready to move on to the next phase. The strategic objective of SWAIMS is to improve maritime security, as it was already said, and safety in the Gulf of Guinea through capacity building of the 12 coastal states of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. This SWAIMS component, in particular, operational response and management to the rule of law at sea, aims to support ECOWAS coastal states to strengthen their law enforcement operational capabilities and responses through Portuguese Navy commitment as project implementation partners. In addition to the delivery of equipment, the other main outcome of the project is the operational training, in which the trainer's course is included, allowing crews and law enforcement teams to be trained to operate at sea, namely to conduct boarding operations and inspections safely. This is a pioneering and challenging training course for the Portuguese Navy and National Maritime Authority, since we had 36 trainers from the 12 ECOWAS coastal states, all attending the same course, separated by 3 modules in various training schools with 3 different languages, but with the same goal: prepare the attendees to be the main trainers during the operational training third phase, the training crew teams courses, that will take place in each of 12 countries mentioned during 2024-2025. The commitment required to the Portuguese Navy to conduct this course was being very challenging, but also very rewarding. At the beginning of the course, some pickup points were detected, but they were quickly solved while the course is still running, based on close contacts always kept with all attendees. One of the benefits of this course is the networking, as it was already said, and the exchange of experience between all different nations participants. In addition to this excellent operational experience, this course is also an important strategic initiative between European Union and ECOWAS coastal states, as a common operational language is being created. Every country has a distinct maritime law enforcement organization and different maritime operational capabilities. Thus, each nation can now adapt the general program to the specificities of each country. Addressing the 24 trainees that successfully completed the course today, I would like to congratulate him all for your efforts, hoping that the course has met your expectations and you found it useful. From the Portuguese Navy, it has been very pleasant to work with you all in the last 2 months and a half. I encourage you to start working as soon as possible in the planification of the training crew teams course that will be responsible for, together with the Camões Implementation Unit, in the knowledge that the Portuguese Navy will continue to support your efforts. Finally, I would like to conclude my last words, Bravo Zulu, which means well done, wishing you all the best in your lives and careers and a safe flight back home. Ladies and gentlemen, my compliments to all and my thanks for your presence here today.
We will now proceed to the diploma awarding section to the 24 trainers that finished today the Training the Trainers course. To deliver the diplomas, I call to the stage Vice-Admiral Henriques Gomes, Dr. Ana Paula Fernandes, Major General Lemos Pires, the Director-General Maritime Authority and the General Commander of Maritime Police, Vice-Admiral Dores Aresta, Superintendent of Material, Vice-Admiral Ventura Soares, and Fleet Commander, Vice-Admiral Chaves Ferreira. Calling to the stage the students from the Maritime Criminality Module. From Benin, Premier Maître Ladissan Sabi Moussa. From Cabo Verde, Primeiro Tenente Fábio Anderson da Cruz Lopes. From Côte d'Ivoire, Enseigne de Vassaux de 12e classe, Kwasi Kwadio Aristide. From Gambia, Sub-Lieutenant Pamodou Mbub. From Ghana, L.S. Enseigne Quarteng Agustin. From Guiné-Bissau, Subinspetor da Polícia Judiciária, Alfa Umaru Bari. Calling to the stage the students from Maritime Criminality Module, from Guinea, Enseigne de Vassaux de 12e classe, Camara Kensan Sanga. From Liberia, P02 Benson Anthony Soyon. From Nigeria, Lieutenant Njim Emmanuel Madbuik. Benga Abidoun. From Senegal, Second Maître Frédéric Bruno Mendy. From Serra Leoa, Lieutenant Abdul Salam Olatunji Noah. From Togo, Enseigne de Vassaux Nalu Nindo Richard.